Hi, I'm Richard Harland, and I'm the author of 15 novels of fantasy and science fiction and horror. And my latest novel, which is World Shaker, that's the American version on my chest there, is my big success because I've got published in America, in the UK, France, Germany, and now Brazil. So this is my most exciting moment as a writer. When I think about novels that have influenced me, there are a lot of them, but one that is particularly important to me just at the moment are the two books by Mervyn Peake, Titus Groan and Gormenghast, where he creates this fabulous, dark, gothic castle with weird, bizarre characters. I just loved the world that he created, and in fact, he wrote a third book in the trilogy called Titus Alone, which I hoped was going to be more of the same world. It wasn't, and when it wasn't, I was so bitterly disappointed that, in fact, a few nights later I had a dream where I was in a library and I was going through the bookshelves, and there was the third volume in Mervyn Peake's Gormenghast books, but it wasn't Titus Alone, it was actually the book that I wanted him to have written. And I kind of read it in the dream, but when I woke up I thought I could write it down, and I got pen and paper, and the whole thing disappeared except the feelings it gave me. And those were the feelings I wanted to recreate in a novel after that. I wanted to create that sort of dark, gothic-y world with grotesque, bizarre characters. But of course I couldn't do it like Mervyn Peake, so that's when I developed the idea of juggernauts, which are giant metal machines, rolling vehicles about 3 kilometres long by 3/4 of a kilometre wide. And so I created a metal version of a moving, rolling castle, and I peopled it with my own characters. And I would like to think that I've actually managed to create some of the spirit of Mervyn Peake, which is in a way the spirit of Charles Dickens, the sort of the dark, fascinating, gothic-y London that he created. To have done that in a new speculative fiction form, which I now discover, after having written the book, is called steampunk, but I didn't know at the time when I was planning the novel that it was going to be called steampunk. The novel was a very long time in the process of being written, 10 years planning, 5 years actually writing it. But I thank Mervyn Peake for kind of giving me that kickstart, and Mervyn Peake is still one of my deepest loves. The only thing is I find I can't recommend him to anyone because he's an incredibly slow writer. Nothing happens in Titus Groan, nothing happens in Gormenghast for 200 pages. So if you can live with that, you will find that the books pay off tremendously. The climaxes are just the biggest climaxes ever. But you do have to be very, very patient with Mervyn Peake. But I love the guy.